Hi, hello. Welcome to the episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is November the 13th, 2024. Hopefully this episode finds you well, in good spirits and high hopes. As for me, I'm doing pretty good. We're back at it. We're back in a good mood for the most part. It's definitely still peak. We're still peaking. We haven't come down yet. Oh my God. What's in this thing? But no, today was better. And I will say it. I'll just be straight up real with you. Today was better for all the wrong reasons. And I think it's because I did the thing, and maybe this is like a little dark man coded, maybe a little, I don't want to say evil. I don't think I'm evil for doing this, but I came in with an edge. I came in with the intention of, I'm going to get this shit done in a way that's going to make me very happy. And maybe y'all even a little upset. And I know that's like really like weird. What do you mean? It's like, I'm going to work so hard out of spite that we jam this crusher up. And not like actually jam it up, but it just gets filled up. And luckily, the powers that be decided to coalesce with me today. And so I got what I wanted, and I was grumpy, and I was fussy, and I was yelling at people because I'm like, we're busy. What are you doing over here? What are you doing? Come on, move this, do that. I was on one. And not to mention, we got some good news too. My spot finally got done. They finally gave me the reserve spot, my fucking number, reserved all on it. So that's cool. Haven't got to use it yet. Still, paint's still drying, quite literally. But overall today was just better because I took the reins and I really started mushing this thing. Kind of back to the crisis at hand today was I was just kind of running, just going as hard as I could so that no one was gonna come and be like, "Oh, I can't believe you're being lazy or you're texting or blah 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 blah." I was like, no, I was determined today, and I literally see around maybe 10 o'clock or so, the red light come on my trash compactor, which lets me know that this thing is about filled. And I tell you, there was just like this sly grin on my face, like, isn't that funny? Isn't that so funny? The best laid plans, no? And so sure enough, maybe 2 hours from there, it fills up and I'm like, girl, dude, I was like an Under Armour commercial for me. I was so hyped. And I just proceeded to fuck off. I mean, don't get me wrong. I did do the other half because we had gotten backed up on so much trash, like the other trash. Just because I could only focus on this, and there was like another reason too. Like it was just like completely filled up until it got swapped out. So after that got swapped out, I'm filled on the other one. I'm like, look, all right, I'll do all the trash here, and then I'm just gonna sit on my ass. I'm gonna sit on my fucking ass and not do shit because I deserve it. I'm sorry. I just really had a chip on my shoulder today, man. Like the fact that I worked, and I've been working as hard as I have been to try to stay on this stuff. And because the supervisors want to come in and just be like, "Oh my gosh, everything must be tip top efficient. I can't believe you're even looking at your phone when there's cardboard." And when I literally am going to fill it up that same day because it's so busy and I am on it. Like it just put me over. It just put me into a different mood. And I said, you know what? Nah. Nah. We're not having it today. It's not going down like that today. And not to mention, I ain't let nobody bother me. My mood was so much better. I had good conversations throughout, avoided any kind of bad whatever. So I'm overall, chef's kiss. I'm good. I got to really vent my energy in a positive way. You know what I mean? Sorry, I know I came in real hot today, but I mean, work is working. You feel me? My last nerve. You feel me? But no, overall, it was good. Let's talk gym too, actually. So gym has been very busy. And what I mean by that is there's just so many people at my gym. For the past 2 days, there's been so many people. And then I usually on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it starts to slow down. And then Saturday, Sunday, I guess the real ones go live their life. They have fun. They take their pretty awesome bodies and they just go somewhere. And they leave the guys like me, the real rats, there, to kind of have my space, really stretch my legs. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that it's Wednesday and it's still edge to elbow, ass to elbow, whatever, there's just so many people and I'm not getting my machines. I'm literally ready to 2v1 people for the pec delt. I'm so ready right now. I'll fight him. I'll bite him. Because I'm just trying to do something, okay? I'm trying to get in here, bro. But no, overall, it was a good workout. The vibes were solid. I've definitely gotten into this new habit of getting on my, like, because I do about 4 like cardio stations, 4 like, 4 of them things. But the last thing I almost always do is the exercise bike. And so for the 15 minutes that I'm on the exercise bike, I will literally just play a game. So I'll play like Pokemon Pocket. That's been the game I've been playing a lot this week. So that's been really nice. It's nice. It turns my bike riding experience into a chiller experience, and I'm literally feeling like I'm like a little Pokemon trainer in the game. It's fun. It's nice. So there you go. I mean, like I said, overall, I don't want to say a roller coaster of a day. I would say it was good. I just, on the maybe exterior, I looked a little mad. I looked a little grumpy. Maybe I was yelling. Maybe I elevated my voice at a few coworkers. Maybe I had to do what I had to do there. But hey, sometimes you got to take charge, okay? How else are you going to make it in this fucking business for 10 years? No. Okay, that's it. I just wanted to have that rant, do my little blog, really get that shit off my chest. But, I mean, really, I hope that tomorrow is better, and hopefully the karmic retribution that I prayed for and manifested doesn't continue, because I would like to get back to work and try to clear this shit. I don't want to actually swim on cardboard, okay? So yeah, thank you God. Let's just go ahead and, like I said, let's take our startup, and then we'll go ahead and get into it. Ooh. All right. Okay. All right, we're back in the saddle. Our first story comes from WLWT5. Also, the Associated Press, I think, is like the main source for the article, but got to say where I picked it up from first. I like to, at least. Officials, 2 dead, 11 hurt, an explosion at Louisville plant. 2 people have died and 11 others were injured after an explosion at a plant in Louisville, Kentucky. 1 person had to be rescued from inside the building. It happened around 3 p.m. Tuesday when officials said an unknown explosion happened at Givodin. We're going to say Givodin. Givodin Sense Color, a food dye plant in the city's Clifton neighborhood. What? They got a Clifton too? Damn. Sorry, that's like local shit. Anyway, 2 people have died from injuries after the explosion, officials said. One of the victims was taken to Louisville Hospital where they died from their injuries. The other victim was found in the rubble last Tuesday night. Despite, I don't know why they said last Tuesday night. That was literally yesterday. Anyway, despite the company telling fire officials everyone had been accounted for. So yeah, obviously this is a very unfortunate thing. They don't know the reasons for like what caused it, but apparently this happened before in the same location. In April of 2003, an explosion at the same location killed a worker at a caramel. I was going to say it the other way. Caramel coloring plant owned by D.D. Williamson & Co. Giovanni acquired the plant from D.D. Williamson in 2021. Federal investigators determined a pressure relief valve on a tank had been removed when the company moved the tank to its Louisville plant in 1989. The tank exploded because there was no relief valve, according to a report from the Chemical Safety Board. So, that being said, that's not related to this except for the location. If I do hear anything about, what caused the explosion, I'll definitely come back with that or any more updates. Obviously, very sad. It's very unfortunate. But yeah, I definitely want to, try to come back with some more details on what happened there. Also, once again, tying this back to work, there's a coworker I have. I'm not going to obviously name names or anything. That's not my style here. But there's a coworker I have that I'm not the biggest fan of. And that was definitely one of the people who was like making my job a little tougher today. And I kind of went into command and conquer voice and I had to RTS him a little bit, but he won me over, and this is one of the few times he's won me over, and like I actually talked to him in like okay, yeah, let's talk like friends or something real quick, because he mentioned this story, and I'm like, oh buddy, I like a good water cooler talk. And like he even like actually helped me out, because I had initially just didn't fully like flesh it out in my head. I just got the headline of it, and we just immediately started talking it. And I'm like, oh, cool. So now I have more details before I even like actually look at the work. And I was like, damn, is he getting friend points right now? Not today, but I'll keep it in mind. It's a consideration. I'll put it on the record. This is good points. And needless to say, yes, you can always win me over. You can always turn the tide with me if you start giving me news information. It will soften me up. If you think we have a beef or a grudge, just hit me up with some like daily news. Just hit me up with some current events, man. Ooh, okay, I'll talk. All right, what's up? How are you? What's going on? You got my attention. I'm so easy that way, which is so weird. I don't know why I'm coded like I'm some 50-year-old boomer who reads a paper newspaper, but like it's just who I've become now. It's just who I am. I mean, there's other things you could talk about too. You could talk about nerdy shit. I'm definitely down. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, give me some politics, give me some news talk, and I'm all yours. You got me, dude. I'm just built that way. I don't know. Anyway, let's see. Let's more stories. Let's move on. From CNN. Also, I wonder if you guys can hear the rain. I never know until I listen to this back because I don't wear headphones. I find them uncomfortable. But yeah, I got a little rain going. I will say it's cold rain, definitely a cool rain. We are past the warm part of fall and into the winter is coming part. So not the biggest fan of this time of the year, but it's still fall. I still try to appreciate it. We got some like orange brown leaves out. The vibes are immaculate. I can wear layers. It's nice for that. Anyway, let's just keep it marching. FBI arrests alleged leaker of U.S. intelligence documents related to Israel's attack plans against Iran. Now, I'm not sure if I fully updated or even talked about this story. I think I kind of mentioned it in passing when we were talking about Israel doing the actual airstrikes that they wound up doing, and I just maybe mentioned it or something to that effect. But I mean, that's because I usually don't expect to have any kind of update or anything to really add to the story. So, I mean, here we are. They actually found a guy, So let's go ahead and dig in a little bit. The Justice Department has charged a man for allegedly leaking highly classified U.S. intelligence about Israel's plans for retaliation against Iran, according to court documents and a person familiar with the case. Asif W. Rahman was indicted last Thursday for willfully retaining and transmitting national defense information, according to court documents. He was arrested Tuesday in Cambodia and will first appear in the court of Guam, though the department has asked a federal judge to move him to Virginia to stand trial. Rahman was employed by the CIA, according to a person familiar with his employment. Court documents indicate he was employed by the U.S. government. Rahman held a top security clearance and could access sensitive compartmentalized information. So yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I had my speculation hat on when I heard this shit, and I was just assuming okay, maybe this is a self leak by the Biden administration or something to that effect of we want to get this information out and have people be aware without actually saying it, without actually having to use a mouthpiece or something. Was it John Kirby or whatever the fuck his dumbass name is? Fuck him. Fuck them all. But at the end of the day, I thought it was more of that angle and not actually maybe someone genuinely leaking it. You know what I mean? On their Jack Teixeira shit. Actually, not on the Jack Teixeira shit. Maybe they had an actual motive here. They're not trying to impress their Discord buddies. But in that situation, this was real. He had, I guess, the credentials to prove it. And, now it's kind of come back on him in a way. There you go. I'll definitely keep you posted on anything that kind of comes out of this, onto this. Obviously, we know that, Israel did wind up carrying out an attack on Iran. That's happened. We haven't had any update in the conflict from Iran to Israel, at least to my knowledge right now. So, I mean, like I said, it's interesting, and I mean, I guess I could put the conspiracy hat on or whatever. What's the word I literally just used? But maybe this is a patsy. Maybe this is a setup. I don't think so. I think that people have their own reasons for becoming switching alliances or just saying, hey, I want to get this information out for whatever reason. Maybe time will tell on that, and I'll get more details there. But yeah, I felt like it was relevant enough to bring up, even though I didn't necessarily start the story. This is one of those, I said, hey, blah, blah, blah has happened, da, 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 But hey, sometimes we get to the nooks and crannies of those kind of things. Anyway, all right. The rest of the story, the rest of the episode, I should say, is going to be. It's we got to talk about him. It's the God Emperor in the room. I feel like I really haven't dug too into Trump. I've been trying to hold off, and because it's a bummer. It's a bummer, dude. Like I still think about the election, and I just get fucking sad. I get upset. I get all kinds of negative feeling, and I still don't have a place to really put him outside of this podcast. You know what I mean? It's very frustrating. I say this, but I'm very thankful that I have at least one or two really good friends that I can have these kind of talks with. When it really gets to that point. And, I've been really leaning on them, especially I was leaning on them, on election night or the day after. So, here we are, and we gotta just get back to it. Clearly this guy's making the rounds, he's making news, and we gotta devote some time to him, and we're gonna be devoting more time to him in the goddamn future because he's our president for the next goddamn 8 years. He's even made a joke. I read a thing today about him making a joke to the Republican Party, a little event he was doing. He was like, hey, maybe I get a third term. It's so crazy, dude. But we gotta get into it. He's our guy now. He's the one. All right, let's chop it up. From NPR, here's who Trump has picked as cabinet members and key advisors. I've mentioned a few of these guys and gals, these rapscallions. I don't really want to get too in the weeds over them, and I'm sure I don't have the full Rolodex of how many cabinet members there are. You would think a guy like me, I would have that kind of shit just offhand because I'm a smart guy. I'm not that smart. I'm pretty dumb actually. So we're just gonna run through the guys and gals he's picked. And a few of orbital people in the staff, or what maybe not staff, consultants. I don't know what he's gonna call them, but anyway, let's go ahead and just run it down a little bit, and I'll give my 2 cents on the people I really feel like I have an opinion on. You know what I mean? So Chief of Staff, Susie Wiles. Pretty much Susie Wiles. I don't know shit about her, but I think that is intentional. She has been kind of a person who's super loyal to Trump, been holding it down for him for a very long time, and essentially she's getting her just desserts here with this pick of Chief of Staff. Also, I'm pretty sure all or most of these, maybe not all of them, but a good chunk of these have to be approved by the Senate. Also, it's definitely worth noting, I mentioned it before, Republican controlled Senate now. Also locked in, I believe, the House is now Republican controlled fully. Not that it wasn't before, they had just barely had it, but we were waiting to hear the results from the election fully to kind of shake out to see who was going to win all the House seats and stuff. Essentially, Democrats have lost enough House seats where more or less they do not have a shot of really having any control. So that's that now. But yeah, let's go ahead and continue because but the Senate part is definitely important, and there's going to be a part 2 to that I'm going to cover in the next article. But let's wait for it. Let's keep doing a rundown. We just started. The Deputy Chief of Staff, Stephen. Oh, I guess did I mention that she ran his campaign and shit? Right, that's her claim to fame. Essentially, she was. Susie Wiles is the first appointee Trump named after 2024. Wiles, who served as Trump's co-campaign manager, will be the first woman to serve as White House Chief of Staff. She has worked for the Trump political operation off and on since 2016. So she's been in. She's loyal. She's just finally getting hers. Let's see. Deputy Chief of Staff, Stephen Miller. I don't know shit about this guy. He looks like Slender Man. Let's see. Trump is expected to name Stephen Miller as White House Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy, a role that would have him taking on a leading role writing and implementing the administration's immigration agenda. That agenda includes plans for mass deportations and of undocumented immigrants. Miller is one of Trump's longest-serving and most trusted advisors. He worked with Trump on his 2016 presidential campaign before joining him at the White House as senior advisor. White House counsel, Bill McGinley. I don't know who the fuck this guy is. Let's see. McGinley is a longtime election attorney who served as White House cabinet secretary during Trump's first term. So this is apparently one of the guys he liked. There's definitely a good slew of people who work with Trump that he now deems as an enemy because they essentially gave him any kind of like backstop, saying, "Hey, no, you can't do this. Actually, what you're talking about doing, Daddy Trump, is illegal. You can't do that, ooh." And he would just be like, why are you against me? That's essentially how the conversation would devolve. And, maybe they would like go off and make a book or something like that. Or they'd say, hey, he literally said he was like trying to like he thought Hitler had some good points, and they get an interview where they have to say that shit. You know what I mean? It just kind of breaks down like that. But for those who he did like, who did stay loyal all the way, it looks like, hey, the job's still open. Chair's still there if you want to fill it. Let's see. I don't really care about this position. Next up, Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth. Hegseth. Sure. I never heard of this guy, but that's because I don't watch fucking Fox News. This was like one of the bigger head scratchers for people, like in terms of like the big, talking heads, politically and stuff. They're like, this dude, cool. He did some National Guard duty in like, Afghanistan and Guantanamo Bay. That's definitely where you want to be doing it. And Iraq as well. But it's like, cool, man. Cool infantry officer thing. You have no credentials in terms of like running and managing like any kind of military, any kind of government. So why are you getting picked? But essentially it's because he's a Fox guy. He's a Fox and friend. So essentially this gives him like place of pride if you're loyal to someone like Trump, because he's like, dude, I love the cut of your jib. I see you on TV all the time, dude. You're great. So, I mean, I'm looking at a picture of him in like this fucking cowboy hat and shit with a bow tie. I mean, I kind of think it's corny, but hey, I mean, do you? If people like that shit, they like that shit. I've heard people say like, oh, this guy's like, he has a lot of charisma and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I guess. I look at Jesse Waters and go, what? Like, I don't get how any of these guys have jobs. Like, you guys should all be doing amateur hour with my dumb ass. But I mean, hey, you made it happen. You shook something. And then the rest of them are blonde. So okay, all right, I get it. Fox has a type, a demographic they're trying to hit. I get it. I understand. But anyway, Pete Hegseth, he's going to be essentially the new Austin Lloyd, which I'm not saying Austin Lloyd was like fucking the bang up best guy here, but like, I just don't see how this is going to work out too well. But hey, maybe. But once again, I think that does have to get approved by the Senate. Attorney General Matt Gaetz. Matt fucking Gaetz, dude. I cannot believe it, dude. Like, and like, the worst guys are getting a promotion right now. Like, we aren't even like halfway through this shit. But it's just like, I cannot believe this guy is like coming straight out of fucking Florida and he's about to get an attorney general fucking position. He's literally about to be the next Merrick Garland. Make it make sense. Like, I'm taking an interlude just for this shit, bro. It's crazy, dude. This dude's about to go to jail for sex trafficking, beats the case, and then fucking sucks some Trump dick, and he's here now. Underage, by the way. Like, come on. Allegedly, whatever. Fuck. My God. But yeah, this Florida quote unquote pretty boy is going to be making it all the way up to the White House. Is there anything really I want to pull here? No, fuck this. Boo. Oh, and this is another bang up pick. Department of Homeland Security Secretary Governor Kristi Noem, dude. And if you're not familiar with Kristi Noem, we've talked about Kristi Noem before. She is, and I'm sorry, this is just how, she's a dog killer bitch. She literally killed her own dog because it didn't do the job she wanted to do. It didn't hunt effectively or some shit. Or it wasn't that. I think it killed the chickens in the coop or something. And she wrote about this in like her little autobiography to prove that she was like top Republican baddie of the world. She's like, yeah, I fucking killed it. And everyone hated that story. Like, it was like fucking Fallout 4. They're like, bro, everyone hates this. Even conservatives don't like this. What are you talking about? But she like doubled down. She was like, nah, this is my style. This is my vibe, dude. I will kill my own dog if it doesn't do the task. That's fucked up. It didn't pull itself up by its own bootstraps. Ugh, I hate when that happens. So yeah, she now is going to be Department of Homeland Security, dude. Of course, she's pushing this whole like anti-immigration fucking thing. They all are. They're all fucking baying for blood to try to get these fucking mass deportations, which is literally one going to be fucking impossible. I don't think we really even try to talk about this shit at all yet. But like, you're not going to make that fucking happen, and they all know it's a pipe dream. They all know they couldn't even make this fucking disaster fantasy happen. Two, you cannot afford to make it happen. Like literally on the individual whole, it's impossible. But they're like, yeah, no, we want to take them. And it's like, well, what about the anchor babies and shit like that? And I know that's like not the best terminology there, but like the people who are literally born here, like, what are you gonna do there? It's like, well, they can go too. Like they literally have that. I've literally heard that quote out of some of these fucking people who are now going to be in his cabinet. But it's like, you guys are all cock, no balls. Like, not even. It's all balls, no cock, really. Like, there's no way you have enough dick to make this happen. You just fucking don't. You don't. They are going to, and they know it. But once again, this is the populist fucking play, and they all are logged into it. All of these, like, MAGA right, alt-right people. And essentially, the people in the Republican, like, kind of moderate center, they know it's cockamamie. They know it's all fucking hogwash and fog. But at the end of the day, it's getting people out to vote. It's getting these fucking redneck, jug-hooting ass motherfuckers up and riled up and saying, yeah, that's the problem with the world. It's not actually capitalism. It's not actually our fucking democratic process. It's not actually the people we're fucking voting for. Nah, it's the brown people that don't belong here. Hell, it's the brown people, period. Like, they will come up with any and all reasons. It's Kamala's fault. It's Biden's fault. It's whoever. Insert whoever here in your angry Mad Lib. But it's not the fucking things that are actually, it's not the people talking to us, that's for sure. They definitely got our back, bro. But Neil's to say, yeah, Kristi Noem, she got it. She leveled up. Good for fucking her, dude. Central Intelligence Agency Director John Ratcliffe. I should probably know more about this guy. If I was like really like a real expert on this shit, I would have some good analysis to add here. I don't. Ratcliffe previously served as the director of national intelligence during Trump's first term, once again referencing the whole idea of like, once again, if you were a loyal little doggy and you said yes to everything he wanted you to do, then guess what? There's probably once again an open seat for you. Where he oversaw all 18 of the nation's intelligence agencies. In selecting Ratcliffe, Trump is again turning to a loyal ally as he quickly moves quickly to shape his foreign policy and national security teams. Secretary of State, which I believe is old Anthony Blinken. He's going to be Marco Rubio. I think he's officially confirmed, so that's so good for him. And I know, once again, we've talked about this guy in our menagerie of fuckos. But I was saying, I think he would have been a good pick for vice president. If I was fucking Donald Trump, that out of the people who were getting mentioned probably would have been my pick over JD Vance. There was reasons in my, like, what I had heard, like, okay, he's from Florida, yada, might be a fucking problem. But apparently none of that fucking matters. It probably makes sense that he was just one of the people on the fucking take to say, hey, look, we're not going to give you the VP thing. No, but we could see you as Secretary of State. And I'm sure Mark fucking Rubio's worm-tongued head ass is like, perfect. Like, you know what I mean? That's fine. I mean, this dude is already shape-shifted from being like a hawk that's like, hey man, I'm so pro-Ukraine, dude. I would do anything. I hate Putin so much. I wish I could like shoot him from here. I would do it. But like, now he's like, well, I mean, hey, look, I just want to see peace. However we got to do it. Maybe we got to incur some losses in Ukraine. Essentially, he has adopted whatever the fuck Donald Trump is going to do in saying, okay? And we all know that him and fucking Putin, they don't fucking probably send the text messages and shit like, hey, boo, you know I'm back, right? I always knew you were going to be daddy, which is crazy. That's Putin on the last part. He's probably talking like that. I don't know. But essentially, whatever daddy Donald Trump wants, God Emperor Trump wants, Mark Rubio is going to go for. He's fine now. He's in the bag. He's in the backpack. He's fully ready to go. And he will say, hey. And I'm sure he's going to say the same kind of shit. I don't know why I croaked there. He's going to say the same kind of shit that fucking Blinken's been saying on all this shit where we're talking Ukraine, whether we're talking fucking Israel and fucking Gaza and fucking West Bank, which we need to talk about that for a quick second coming up. But, I mean, he's in. What was I thinking that he was like actually losing in any kind of capacity? So he's now Secretary of State. Oh man, my favorite turncoat, Tulsi Gabbard, man, Director of National Intelligence, dude. Also, Joe Rogan, guest, awesome. We love that for her. One of my peoples, they mentioned that how much they liked Tulsi Gabbard, and they didn't understand that was a red flag to me. They're like, no, dude, I like Tulsi Gabbard. Like, I think like she actually has some balanced policies and stuff. And like, I was like, bro, I wish she was on some like fucking chauvinist shit right now. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. I wish you just were like, yeah, she's hot or something like that. We can work on that access, but the fact that you actually believe the bullshit she's saying, nah, man, nah. This is a person who has done enough shape shifting, is a political Wendigo, and is now getting the fucking boost promotion of her life. Good for her. Clap it up. Once again, we love to see it, dude. Once again, as a person who would love to sell out to make some fucking money and get some fucking access to a new view, I get it. I understand. I get how you just fucking roly-poly-oly, you fucking Sonic the Hedgehog your way all the way up to the top. You run through the fucking zone. Good for you. But like, it's gotta feel bad. Because I at least have the luxury of saying, hey, if I change, it's because of my own fucking personal reasons. I didn't do it for fucking money. I didn't walk up to someone like Donald Trump and say, yeah, I know you're the hugest piece of shit, but I'm about to agree with you on pretty much everything you are about to say and do. I'm about it now, actually. I'll say it on Joe Rogan to his long nipples. I'll do it, bro, because I want to get further. This isn't enough for me. I need to compromise my fucking morals to fucking get further ahead. Because that's crazy. I'll do a fucking ad. Like, you know what I mean? I would love to do that. I've told you how Spotify was good for you, even though they're fucking me in the ass for like pennies on the dollar, micro pennies on the dollar. But like, that's one level of selling out. I really am not trying to switch up who the fuck I am and change the DNA of the shit I'm saying to fucking get further along. That's bullshit. Like, what the fuck? Just crawl up and give up before you do that. I don't, especially when you already have what you need. It's just weird to me. It's always weird to me. So the Tulsi Gabbards of the world are just the worst kind of freaks. Like, I just don't get it. But like, once again, I do. But good for her. The former Democratic Congresswoman from Hawaii has shifted her political allegiance in recent years, going from a candidate for the Democratic presidential nomination in 2020 to a stalwart Trump supporter and conservative media personality. If confirmed for the role, Gabbard, who has criticized American engagements abroad, would oversee all 18 of the nation's intelligence agencies. So, I mean, wow, what a move. So vertical. Awesome. I mentioned this guy in passing. National Security Advisor Mike Waltz. Ugh, cool, man. He's got the face of ground beef. I know, I'm being fucking mean. National Security Advisor, Representative Mike Waltz will play an integral role in shaping U.S. policy on geopolitical conflicts, ranging from the war in Ukraine to the war between Israel and Hamas in Gaza. Waltz, a former Army Green Beret, is a longtime Trump ally who's established himself as a leading critic of China in Congress. Also, another thing that's worth mentioning here, Trump is taking a bunch of people who are active in Congress. So there is talk that might add a shakeup there, but like, I don't think so. At the end of the day, I believe the governor or whatever is going to just pick a Republican replacement that's just going to do the same thing. It doesn't. I don't see how it's going to be different, unless I'm wrong there. I don't think that goes to like any kind of special election. So yeah, I don't think there's really anything crazy about that. It's gonna change maybe a bit of the character makeup, but the characters are going to play the same roles. So what difference does it make? I personally don't care. Let's see here. Moving along, Border Czar Tom Homan. Tom Homan. He is a hoe, man. Homan served as acting head of immigration and customs enforcement, aka fucking ICE. Fuck ICE. All my fucking homies hate ICE. And if you fuck with ICE, fuck you too. During Trump's first term in office. In Trump's second term, he will serve as Border Czar, which does not require Senate confirmation. Awesome. We can just circumvent that there. I'm pretty sure this was the guy who's like, yeah, and if their kids want to go, they can go too. I'm pretty sure this is the guy who said it. I'm not mistaken. He's a whole ass fucking thumb. The role will have Holman in charge of southern and northern U.S. borders, as well as an all maritime and aviation security. Trump said in a post on Truth. So, oh my God. So he's still posting on Truth, dude. Dude, he's sticking to the brand. I just realized that was like an important thing that I kind of forgot. It's not important, but like, I kind of was curious because we already have this thing, right? And I know, I keep saying we're getting to things. But he already has this deal with Elon Musk, right? Like Elon Musk has like garbled the balls. He did the thing. He's now Republican fucking George Soros. He's even more so. He's even more empowered. So, I mean, he won. He did it. So, like, I figured Trump was going to post more twits or X's, you know? You know what I mean? All his exes live in Texas, I guess. But I guess not. He has his other agreement with True Social. That's his shit all over. So he's still posting on Truth. Sorry. I went on a whole random aside there, but I don't know. I just did, wow, breaking news in my head. Anyway, moving along. Oh, fucking Mike Huckabee. Fuck a Mike Huckabee. Man, I would send to he would be in the shoe in my tomato town. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, man, ad seg for him, dude. U.S. Ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee. Oh my fucking God. Former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee is a longtime supporter of Israel and a critic of the Biden administration's handling of the Israel-Hamas war in Gaza. He has previously spoken out against efforts to negotiate a ceasefire deal and called unauthorized settlements in occupied West Bank communities. Essentially, he tried to say something to the effect, I'm getting it wrong, and I'm also losing my voice, that West Bank isn't a thing, and he refers it to like whatever Israel historically wants to call that area of West Bank. He wants to call it something else, and I know I should have that at the ready, but it escapes me at the time. He has said that there's no such thing as settlers, that this is their land, like they simply want it back, like something to that effect. And it boggles the mind that you have a Christian who is so lockstep with the agenda. And I'm sure there's political shit, but I also believe, like, I've just listened to Mike Huckabee enough, just like listen to random like interviews and conversations he had with like Stephen Colbert, just all kinds of, and this was when he was doing the Colbert Report or whatever. But like Mike Huckabee is a bumblebutt motherfucker. But like, I do believe he fervently believes all the things he's saying. I believe he's one of those kind of yahoos, which maybe makes him even more so, like, worse, because he's a zealot. So when I say he's in lockstep, he's marching with the exact Zionist agenda. I'm telling you, he's in the lab cooking it with them. Like, he will literally go to Israel. He's like, man, I've been to Israel so many times, I can't even keep up. I've been here so many times, I don't even keep a body count of how many times I come here, okay? It's not important. I just, like, live here. You want to go on a tour? He's giving tours in Israel, like saying like, bro, this is the place where this shit happened. Oh my God, it's so crazy. Like, once again, he's just giving you the whole Zionist tour, like just giving you like reasons why it's important from the American perspective. Just like, I'm sorry, but this is the worst kind of guy. He's just the worst kind of guy because he's just a propaganda machine. He's just pushing it out. Like, once again, it's like him and Smoyritz are just in the lab. Like, yeah, dude, West Bank is not a thing. I had not heard that shit until today, or not today, but like top of this week. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like they got a new script. They're getting the patch notes. Jesus fucking Christ. And I'm sure this is a thing, but once again, you have to start really remixing the narrative because there is literally so much active fucking just murder, just killings, day after day after day after day, strike after strike after strike after strike. So many dead bodies. You have an active genocide going on. You know what I mean? Ethnic cleansing going on. And you have to come up with some kind of script to make it make sense for people, even though it does not make sense. It never will make sense. But people will find a way to eat it up, especially when you hit them with this Christian narrative. And this is where someone like Mike Huckabee comes in just so clutch, apparently. And like my stomach turned in knots when I saw it. And I'm like, dude, it's crazy. This guy's still in the game. And not to mention, he's worse. He's worse now. Like, so, once again. Oh, and then UN Ambassador, Elise Stefanik. We've already talked about her about, a good amount. I don't want to go into really any more detail. But yeah, she's going to totally push the same agenda. Once again, is she any better than the predecessor, the soon-to-be predecessor? No. At the end of the day, they all agree to the same fucking script. It's just someone like Stefanik is going to passionately defend the genocide shit. She's just going to be like, no, it's fine. She's like, anti-Semitism is bad. Don't you see? Here, 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 here. Don't you see all this anti-Semitism? Um, EPA Administrator, former Representative Lee Zeldin. Once again, another fuckface I should know. Let me take a water break. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm really getting it out of my system tonight. All right, Lee Zeldin. In announcing his pick for the head of the EPA, or Environmental Protection Agency, Trump said Zeldin will ensure fair and swift deregulatory decisions that will be enacted in a way to unleash the power of American businesses, adding that Zeldin will still maintain the highest environmental standards. Yeah, dude, there's going to be so much clean air and water. Oh my God, we're just going to be drowning in it. It's just going to be so much. Zeldin, who previously represented Long Island, opposed a handful of climate-related legislation while serving in Congress, according to the environmental advocacy group League of Conservation Voters. We're just going to keep moving. And then I think this is the last part here before we move on. The Department of Government Efficiency, and brownie points if you know what that acronym is just off top, because it's Doge. So, spoilers here we're getting to here. Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, Cincinnati's very own. I don't know if I've mentioned that, but yeah, that's a local fucking yokel for you. He's just really. We got a JD Vance and vice president, and we got a Vivek Ramaswamy and whatever the fuck this orbital staff position that these two fuckos are getting, dude. I hate it. I hate this. Musk, CEO of Tesla, and Ramaswamy, entrepreneur and Republican primary candidate and loser, have been tapped by Trump to lead what he's calling the Department of Government Efficiency, or Doge, an apparent wink to the cryptocurrency by the same name and the meme of a Shiba Inu. Also, fun fucking fact for Elon Musk, not only did Doge go up just because Trump won and by proxy Elon Musk won, also Tesla stock went up. Like, dude, like, it's just crazy how this guy can literally make a fucking RC car that you can't even wrap well, and literally is just going to keep making money. Like, he's some kind of genius innovator. This is an investor, by the way. He did not come up with anything. He just kept spending or giving money until they're like, oh, you want to be CEO or whatever? I guess we're like, yeah, you do it. You're going to make us better. And, like, now people talk like he, like, fucking invented EVs or some shit. It's very annoying, even though this guy is literally just good at being a goddamn grifter. Anyway, congratulations to him. Congratulations to them. They're gonna hopefully strip away waste in like, you know, government, bureaucracy. They're gonna like fucking cut all the red tape and shit, and everything's gonna be more efficient. Awesome. I'm sure this is gonna somehow find a way to like I don't know, man, take away someone's job. Someone's gonna fucking lose their shit, and I'm sure this with the Conservative Party right now, like, we're not gonna have a Social Security. I mean, granted, I wasn't expecting to get one, no matter who's gonna be in power by the time I'm fucking trying to get into that shit. Just the way this shit is set up. But like, I know good and damn well they're like, bro, this is useless spending. Can we cut it, please, please, please? So yeah, I'm sure if not Vivek Ramaswamy or Musk. Also, it's also worth mentioning once again before we move on. I know you're peeling me away from the story. Musk shouldn't be able to do this. He's a CEO of like fucking SpaceX, a fucking Tesla. Like, how does this work? You're thinking, right? Well, don't worry. He's not actually attached. Trump could actually find loopholes, but right now they're really just trying to do the plan A of just like, I just want to ham-fist these guys into the job. Even though they can't really have the job, I'm just wording it in a way that they're not. Like, so just like he doesn't have to like divest or like stop working, stop being CEO. Like, just let me have it. And I wouldn't be surprised if they just let him fucking have it. Like, so, I mean, we'll see. We'll keep you posted on all this shit. There might be more freaks that come out of the fucking woodwork that he picks. But let's get to Congress. I know I've kind of referenced that a little bit. From NBC News. Senate Republicans elect John Thune as their new leader, replacing Mitch McConnell. I'm actually just gonna fully riff this for the sake of fucking time. John Thune, definitely doesn't he? I'm sorry, maybe this is me being weird or something, but when I saw this guy, he looked like the literal like quintessential like moderate Republican guy, like a Mitt Romney type of figure. Like I don't like this dude, but I could tell like okay, I can see him being like this is a not MAGA guy somehow. I don't know. Like if you broke down his bio, I wouldn't have been surprised by that. I also could have been like, maybe he was a begrudging MAGA guy. Like I gotta get where they're getting this good. But anyway, that's neither here nor fucking there. He is going to be the new replacement for old dead hand Mitch McConnell. You know, old falls over, old trips a lot. You know, good for him. He's the new guy in power. They wanted Rick Scott, who was like trying to take on McConnell before and was losing to him. So he was more aligned with Trump fully. Like, I'll do whatever Trump wants. I'm gonna make his reality happen. John Thune apparently is like of the cloak of the conservative party. Like they're kind of like, we like you, we want you. So he's the pick. Good for him, I guess. This is from what I'm assessing from my dumb pea brain. It looks like we are going to have the situation of now Democrats do not matter at all. They threw their shit all the way for these 4 years. And I mean, cool, rightfully so, you can say. Fine. We now have what we were talking about, like when we were talking about UK before the Labour Party came in. If y'all are familiar, the old heads, the old newsies, they know what I'm talking about. Where you have this like division of there's supposed to be this big center and then you have this top. But it's not disorganized like it was in the UK. You have this godhead in Trump, and essentially he's going to tell you what he wants, and you're going to filter that in political government language that you can muster and handle and say, yeah, and this is how we'll make that a reality as best of our actual ability. I think that's what we're going to see here. So you're going to have the quote unquote moderates, the center right people kind of trying to run the show, aka try to take the reins from the big baby. We'll see how that works, because I've heard people literally describe this as like a fucking pseudo monarchy, and I don't want to say I'm scared about it. We'll see how this plays out, but this will be a more efficient version of what Trump wanted from last time. He will not have any drag time here in terms of like figuring out how this shit works. What are the walls? How do I get around them? How do I build them? Maybe we'll figure that out in these 4 years. We'll figure that out. 4, 8, 12, 16. Who knows? Modern medicine, maybe he really will be our God Emperor, dude. That would be crazy. That'd be impressive. If he's not even on some Mad Max shit, I'll give him fucking credit for that. No? Anyway, we're going to close out, and we're not leaving Trump land. But it looks like we're closing the curtains on a character, you know, a protagonist, if you will. I guess depending on your POV. Anyway, this has been a crazy episode. I know. I'm taking my last fucking break here. Bear with me. You know, I turned a short thing into a long thing, but this feels good. I hope it feels nice to the listeners who tune in and are really rocking me. I had a friend tell me, they said, Isaiah, I took a little trip and I realized I was behind on the episodes. So I said, hey, let's catch up. And that's my dream. My dream was realized that night at Tilly's Lounge when my friend told me that. Like, that is the shit I live for. Okay, I'm a podcaster just because I love this shit. I just love it, and I wanted to be the thing that I love. Like, I wanted to be in that. So when I hear things like that, it really does put a smile on my face and in my heart. So, and to all the homies that listen on their way to work or whatever, just because they can, I really do appreciate that you're just vibing to this shit. It really doesn't matter that I'm a fucking dumbass. You know, that I'm a bumblebutt myself. Not like Huckabee, of a different variety. But yeah, I really that's a shout out to y'all. I really love y'all for that. So, last breaks to you. All right. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Love a good neck crack. From NBC News. Special counsel Jack Smith and his team to resign before Trump takes office. Close curtains, baby. Special counsel Jack Smith and his team plan to resign before President-elect Donald Trump takes office, a source familiar with the matter said. I mean, this makes sense. I'm immediately, once again, just going to riff it out. Wouldn't you rather just say, you can't fire me, I quit? Like, you're just dodging this whole conversation. You know Trump would relish the fucking moment that he gets to come in and be like, you fired. You know what I mean? Like, we already know this shit's just going to evaporate now. I'm sure we're going to get more stories like this coming down the pipe when it comes to Trump and, you know, like, once again, his new fucking powers he really gets to flex with. Sorry, I just gasped because I saw the time. Okay, this is a Trump special. Okay, it just happened. Look, I've been sitting on this shit for like a week and a half. Okay, it's been building. It's been palpable. I'm so sorry. But hey, we also are gonna chill on top of it. Patreon.com/Zan News. If you'd like to become a newsie, okay, like, yeah, you can join one of the loyal, one of the few, the faithful. No, I mean, it's just a cool crew of people who fuck with me, and they're like, hey man, here's $5 for your effort. You know what I mean? They throw little coins to their newsie, and I appreciate that. And I do show you love at the top of the month if that's what you like. I do have some silent donators, and I appreciate them. You know, in my heart, I shout them out all the time because I'm like, that's crazy. You're crazy for being like that cool. But yeah, it's a mood. It's an option by all means. Let's see. Freeways hit me up. IsaiahNews1@gmail.com. Feel free. Dude, I literally heard someone talking about an email exchange today. So there is hope that you're out there and you want to send me an email. You can do it. Let's see. Other freeways hit me up though. You're just like a normal person in 2024. I'm on all the socials. You just hit me up. You can hit me up, the podcast up. I don't take it weird. I don't think that's strange. Obviously I can't hit you up. I don't know who you are. But like if you initiate a conversation with me and it's about news and you're not being weird, I would love to talk about that. I'm that guy. That is what my life has been distilled to. Okay. So yeah, feel free to, and hopefully you hit the like on the YouTube. Hopefully you smash that subscription button because that's what we really need. But yeah, I don't know who I'm saying we, but I mean it's a royal we, but also maybe not for legal reasons. No. Yeah, okay. Think about that. All right. I might have a whole silent team that I never tell you about for legal reasons. Allegedly. Anyway, it's been a long night. It's been a crazy day. But thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for being a friend. And hopefully I see you soon for some more good news. I love ya. Bye-bye. Mwah.